This is Unit 2, Lesson 2 for Science 6, and this is all about science safety, so lab safety. Here are some of our guiding questions. How do you prepare for labs? What should you wear in the science lab? What should you not do in science labs? How do you clean up after a science lab? And what if there's an injury or accident? So let's get started. How do you prepare for labs? Here is a student, and he is reading the lab directions. So that's the first thing. Actually read the lab before you do the lab. I know it's tempting just to think, well, I'll just figure it out, or I'll let somebody else in my group read it. Every person should read the lab before you do the lab so you can be prepared to do it. Mark your calendar so you can wear the right clothes. I will tell you well in advance when we do labs, and so you should put it in your planner. I will remind you the days before, wear the right clothes. Wait for the teacher to tell you to begin the lab. Don't start until I say. Know how to use the science tools and equipment. If you're not sure, just ask. I can show you how to use it. Don't just try and figure it out because some of it is dangerous. What should you wear in the science lab? And so here is a student. Looks like he has a lightsaber, actually. And yeah, maybe some sandals. Anyways, she says, did you even read the safety rules? No, I thought there was room for interpretation. So goggles, you'll each get your own pair of goggles, and I will have some extras if you happen to, forget yours or something. Closed-toed shoes. So I am wearing sandals today. These are not closed-toed shoes. Closed-toed shoes means shoes that cover your entire foot. So like this student is wearing here. So tennis shoes are good. Boots are fine. Anything that your toes aren't hanging out. So Crocs even are no, not good. You should wear pants. If you wear shorts, I do have some aprons that you could wear for the lab, but if we drop or break glassware, it's just better if you have pants that can cover your legs. Long hair, loose jewelry tied back. So if even my hair is kind of longer, you should put it either in the goggles or tie it up a little bit just so it's not hanging in your face or in the stuff that we're working with. Depending on the lab, you might have to wear gloves or a lab coat, and I have all that stuff. So again, no open-toed shoes. All right, this is an example of what could happen if your hair's down, and this is Carol didn't wear her safety goggles. Okay, what should you not do in science labs? So here's a few things you should not do. You should not mess around. No horseplay. If you mess around too much, you might not get to do labs anymore. You shouldn't start the lab until I tell you to. You should not taste or smell anything directly. So definitely don't taste anything, but even if you just put your face in it and sniff it, that's not good. Do not leave equipment plugged in when you're not using it. So if you have a heat plate or something, unplug it before you walk away from it. And do not throw or try to break things. That seems obvious, but don't do that. All right, use the wafting technique to smell things. So I'm going to show you what wafting looks like, maybe. Okay, so ready? Okay, so you don't actually smell it. You kind of wave your hand and it kind of moves the smell to you, only because it's good practice. We're not going to use any really harmful chemicals, but in high school you might do some labs with some things that create fumes, and if you just sniff it, it could be dangerous. So use the wafting technique. All right. How should you clean up after the lab? Do your best to make the lab station look like it did when you got there. So if I had a tray and it's all neat, clean up, wipe the towel with paper towels or wet wipes. Clean the equipment in the lab table. I will show you in each lab how to clean. Put materials back where they came from. Follow any special directions. That's it. Okay, what if there is an injury or an accident? What do you do? Tell me immediately. Even if you think it's not a big deal, if you're bleeding, tell me immediately. If something falls on the ground and breaks, tell me immediately. If something is really wrong and I'm not there for whatever reason, if I'm injured or something, you go to my phone on my desk and you pick it up and you dial 2700. You'll talk to Renee and just tell her what happened. Somebody else can run and get Mr. Taylor. That might be good. Okay, do not pick up broken glass. I know it's tempting, especially if it's an accident and you're embarrassed and you're like, I just need to pick this up. Don't. I have to pick up broken glass. That's a big rule. And the fire extinguishers are by the door. So over there, where is it? You see that one over there by the door, and then there's one over here by this door, and there's even one back there by the window. So that's where the fire extinguishers are. Safety stuff is over here. You can see there's like a first aid, and there's like a broom and stuff over there. And then chemical eye wash, if you happen to get something in your eyes, like vinegar, that might happen. Shouldn't if you have your goggles on. It's right here. You push this back and you open your eyes and you spray the water in your eyes. Did you see it? There it is. Okay, so that's that. Next. Oh yeah, know where the exit is. It's the doors. Okay, so science is fun. Just be safe.